Okay, now you guys have already got your foam inside of your containers, and it should look something similar to this. Okay, it should be tight enough. We're not going to worry about tape right now, unless yours is so loose that it's going to need it. So that'll be a kind of a Mrs. Goss call. Okay, so what we're going to do is inside of your baggie, I'm going to give you a baggie, and each baggie is going to have some different cuttings that we've made for you that will work for your container. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to want you to do is divide them. Okay, so you're going to find like the four pieces of greenery from our blue spruce that are kind of pretty much the same. Okay, and we're going to put those together in a group. Okay, and then we've got some more spruce here that is going to be put together. There's four of those about the same size, and then we've got two pieces here that are going to be my top, where I put it on the top, so I'm going to put those together. So I've got 4, 4, and 2, okay? So those are going to be the first 3 layers that we put in our arrangement, okay? Now the first thing that you've got to do when you get them sorted is you're going to take the first 4, the 4 largest that you have, and you're going to pull off the leaves at the bottom, and then you're going to take just your knife and you're going to barely shave the end off of 2 sides, okay? And we're going to do this so that the water will soak up into the greenery and it won't dry out so quick, okay? So once we've got all 4 of those shaved, the leaves pulled off and them shaved, okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to divide them up. We're going to go 2 and 2. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the 2 that are the closest in size, and I'm going to take those both in on the ridge of my cup across from each other, okay? I'm going to put them straight. They're going to go in straight. They're not going to go at an angle, not up, not down. They're going to go in straight because that first layer is going to be straight, okay? And I'm going to push them in right across from each other, and I'm going to push them to where they are pretty firm, okay? See, they're moving here, and they're pretty firm, okay? And then I'm going to take my other 2, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in here from the other side, and I'm going to push in all the way, okay? Now that's my bottom layer, okay? I've got 4 of them done there. I don't need them any longer than that, okay? Now, I'm going to take my next layer, and like I told you, I'm going to pull the green off the bottom, the leaves off the bottom, and then do you remember what I told you to do next? You're going to shave. Now, the only thing about shaving the bark off is be sure that you do not take too much off, or your piece will be flimsy. Your stem that you put in the green will be flimsy. So just if they're real thin, just barely shave that off of there, because all we're doing is just giving the water somewhere to be absorbed at. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Now it also works too if you've got a stem that is like humongous. You can shave it down and it won't take up so much space in your foam. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is I'm going to take 2 of these. Now we're going to go in between the 2 pieces of greenery, and we're going to go up about halfway at an angle. Okay, so here goes, and you see I'm going to start pulling it up to the top. So here goes 1. Okay, I'm going to put that at the top. Going to put that at an angle, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put this one at an angle also. Okay, now they're starting to come to the top, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my other 2 pieces of greenery. About halfway up and at an angle, okay? Now there we go. Now we've got some different kinds of greenery, so we've got some contrast, and it makes it, I think, look really pretty, okay? Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the other two pieces that you had, and those are going to be the top there that we're going to put in the top. So before we do anything else, we're going to shave those off, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take these and we're going to crisscross them, and we're going to go in at the top, and we want those standing almost straight up. Okay? Okay? So now we've got our layers. Now you see all this green area here around the top, that's looking kind of sad. So I've got another grouping of 4, and what we're going to do is we're going to pull off our leaves, and we're going to take these, and we're going to come up in between, just right at the top there, and we're going to kind of push in. Okay. Okay. So here goes. Okay, up a little bit, top there, push in, here we go. Okay. Push in, there we go. Now you can see it's kind of looking a little bit fuller, can't you? Okay. We're going to push this in over here. So if you go north, south, east, and west, or 1, 2, 3, 4, then you're kind of making sure that you've got something on every side, okay? Now here's the basics with our greenery. Okay, now where do we go from here? Well, it's kind of your choice, okay? We've got several things. We've got Oregonia. We've got some ruscus right here. We've got pine right here. And we've got some cedar. I had some cedar. Let Mrs. Rogers see what I did with that. Oh, right here. We've got some cedar. And then we've got some juniper. So where the berries are kind of a little bit different. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use these guys to kind of fill in and to kind of give me some variety here and to make things just look a little bit better, okay? So I'm going to take a couple of my pine, and this is kind of one of my favorite things. Okay, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to, once again, I'm going to just shave the bottoms off real carefully, and I'm going to put him over in spots where it's kind of like, where there's a hole, okay? Okay, now, just like I said though, be real careful that you don't get too much shaved off, okay? Especially with pine, because it's kind of a little bit on the flimsy side, okay? So, and push it in, good. Okay, so there you go. Now, here, let's cut this at an angle so it goes in a little bit easier. I think I want it over here. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so now we've got pieces. We've got our pine in there. Now let's try some cedar. Okay. Cut that at an angle. If you cut things at an angle, they slide in real easily. So, okay. And these have the cedar has the yellow berries on it, so that's another thing that makes it look really pretty. Okay. Pull off here. Here, let's give me a little bit of a. I've got that one over here, so I'm going to put one over here, right there, and then I'm going to take this one. And you can see that how big that is on the end, so cut it at an angle there, and let's kind of trim that off just a little bit, okay? Okay. And then we're going to put it in, there's 1, 2, let's put it in over here, let's see. I'm going to put it in as the, right here, there, okay? Now, here's our juniper, okay? So I'm going to put it in at the bottom because it's a really good filler and it fills in a lot of space, okay? And so where we really don't want our green foam to show, but we've got a lot of things to add before we worry about our green foam showing. So put one in right over here. Okay. Okay. I think we're going to put this one kind of up, put a little bit, let's see. Okay, let's put this one in. Now, when we've got it like this, now we've got some things like this, like Italian ruscus, and I'm going to just send some of this here, okay, because what we'll do is I think that's a little bit long, so we'll push this in here, and I'm going to say, okay, where's a hole of green? Oh, that one right there, so I'm going to stick that in there, and then that fills that in. So I'm looking for holes that I need to fill in, okay? Now, don't want our stem too long, so let me turn that just a little bit here. And then I like that up here on the top too. Some green up there, okay? And you just kind of have to turn it around and see where you think it needs a little bit something else, okay? Now, I can tell you we're gonna add flowers, so don't go too crazy sticking stuff in here, because if you do, you're not gonna have room for your flowers. So you can always add more tomorrow when you do your flowers. If you've got still some spots, we can add more to it. So don't think that it has to all be filled in today. Okay, now let me show you one other thing is the Oregonia that I love. And I love it because when you put it in somewhere, it's gonna stay there because it's got a pretty good stem, pretty strong stem. So like up here at the top, when I want a little bit of height, maybe I'm gonna put a piece in here, okay? And then once again, we've got that variety and we've got those different textures, okay? So if I put one in over there, I'm probably gonna wanna put one in on the other side, okay? So let's see. Let's go ahead and see where I've got something maybe right over in here. Okay. And then I think I maybe want another one over here on this side. Okay. Okay. Now, that's all the greens we're going to do right now until we see kind of where our flowers are and where we're going, okay? So let's stop there, and then tomorrow we'll add flowers, okay? Thanks, guys.